Move further and try to solve question number 15. And the question number 15 is one end of a spring of negligible unstretched length and a spring constant K is fixed at the origin. Okay, first of all try to understand this spring is fixed at origin. One end of a spring is fixed at origin. Suppose that this is the spring. One end of the spring is attached to the origin of this coordinate system, fixed coordinate system, and after that a point particle of mass m carrying a point charge positive charge q is attached at other end, and other end a point charge q of mass m is attached. Okay, the entire system is kept on a smooth horizontal surface when a point dipole p pointing toward the charge q fixed at the origin. There is an electric dipole which is placed at the origin, point dipole, and because this dipole is pointing towards this charge, so you can say that this charge experiencing a repulsive force because negative charge plus positive charge, so you can say that direction of electric dipole is in this direction, so positive charge is closer to this point charge q, so you can say that this point charge q experiencing a repulsive force. And after that and this spring is such type of spring, their natural length tends to be 0. So if this spring is stretched by L length, then this point charge particle experience a spring force that is equals to KL. K is where K is a spring constant. Okay, and after that you have to understand when a point dipole p is pointing toward the charge fixed at the origin, length L attain to new equilibrium position. This is the equilibrium position when a spring is stretched by L length, and initial equilibrium position is tends to be 0 because a spring is in unstretched length, and when a spring is in undeformed length or unstretched, then their length is means natural length of this spring is tends to be 0. Okay, from this situation now this spring is slightly stretched by delta L length, means this q charge is slightly displaced by delta L length, and this charge released from this position, then this charge start to oscillate as SHM, and you have to calculate the frequency, and in question it is found to oscillate at frequency 1 by delta root under k by m, and you have to calculate the value of delta. Okay, first of all, because this charge particle is in equilibrium, so you can say that KL is the spring force, and that force, that spring force will be balanced by electrostatic repulsive force, and that will be equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p q by r cube. P is the electric dipole moment of dipole, point dipole, which is placed at the origin. Okay, and this r is equals to L, so you can written as you can write this LQ, and from this equation you can easily understand that KL is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught PQ by LQ. After that, if you displace this point charge particle by delta L length, then a spring force becomes K L plus delta L, and electrostatic force becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught PQ by L plus delta L to the power 3, and you can say that electrostatic force will be decreases and spring force will be increases. So this charge particle pulled towards the origin, and this charge particle start to perform SHM. Now new electrostatic force is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught PQ by L plus delta L to the power 3 minus K into L plus delta. This is the net force, and this net force, if this net force is directly proportional to negative of delta L, then you can say that this is this charge particle performing SHM, and then you calculate the frequency of oscillation, and 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught PQ, if you take common L from this term, then L cube into 1 plus delta L by L to the power 3 minus KL plus delta L plus delta L. This is the net force. This is the net force. Okay, and now 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught PQ by L cube. What is the value of this term? Is equals to KL. Okay, this is KL into 1 plus delta L by L to the power minus 3 minus KL plus delta L, that is equals to F net. Okay, and after that, because this delta L is very small, so this minus 3, that power minus 3 comes in multiplication with delta L. So you can say that KL into 1 minus 3 delta L by L and minus KL plus delta L. If you expand binomially this term, then you get this equation, this term. Okay, and if you multiply, then you get the value of F net, and F net is equals to, from this equation you can say that F net is equals to KL minus 3K delta L minus KL minus K into delta L, that is equals to F net, and KL get cancel out, and minus 4K delta L, that is equals to F net, and from this equation you can say that F net is directly proportional to minus delta L, so this charged particle performing SHM, and because this charged particle performing SHM, so you can write this F net is equals to minus m omega squared delta L, and from this equation, if you equate both equation, then you get value of omega, and then finally you get a value of delta as in question ask. Okay, so you get minus 4K delta L, that is equals to minus m omega squared delta L. Delta L getting cancel out, omega will be 4K by m. Okay, and frequency, and for frequency omega is written as 2 pi f. What is the value of omega? This is angular frequency, and angular frequency is equals to 2 pi f, and if you equate this equation, then 2 pi f is equals to 2 root under K by m. 2 get cancel out, frequency is equals to 1 by pi root under K by m. So you can say that delta term is equals to pi 3.14. It means delta is equals to 3.14. This is the final answer to this problem. Okay, now proceed further and try to solve question number 16.